Finishing up day 2. If you can hear it, it's just starting to hail. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Row Access. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Row Access. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Row Access. See that blue flame now? Just got through running all the seams on the outside. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Row Access. Today is day 2 of working on the truck bed for my 2015 Ram 3500. So let's go take a look. So we're out here at some property that Wally and I work on. Wally holds his workshops and stuff out here. See our spread of machines. That little Dwarf Classic 2 over there. Shout out to Pipeliners Cloud for these super awesome umbrellas. But anyway, over to the bed. I've got 35s coming. They will be here on Monday or tomorrow. Today's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I'll have those on in a couple days and I'll be able to cut the bed and the fenders exactly to size. But yesterday I didn't get up here till late, so we pulled the bed off. I ran that main rail all the way down, made the front and back mounts, and then I just put some little bunny ears on there to get my tail lights on to get home. So still is about 6 hours worth of work to get the initial part of the frame done. Everything at least laid out how I thought I wanted it. And then on the way home, I realized I forgot to notch out for the machine. So came back in today, sliced off the front. I had tacked everything kind of in place on some crossbars. And then I made this box for the machine. Because of my fuel filter here, it's gonna not be able to sit all the way down. So you can kind of see, I'll still be able to drop it down a little bit. So I'm just gonna come in here with some 2-inch angle iron. So I made this about 1 inch wider than the machine. So I'll have a little bit of play, or 2 inches wider, sorry. So a little bit of play plus the bolts and stuff on the sides. And then I'll just put some weather stripping or something in there to try to protect that frame from sliding up against it and tearing up my beautiful powder coat. I am not a low-high welder by any means, so I'm really struggling on the uphill, downhill part. So I've been grinding it off and doing some downhill stuff, but I just got through putting that on. My horizontal low-high welds are starting to come out a little better. That was one from earlier. Yeah, like, whatever. Wally's gonna bring his MIG gun out for when we do some of the sheet metal work. Wally's working on his bed up there, so we're both riding around with no beds on for the time being. But so now what I'm gonna do is I got the tailboard on, so there's gonna be back of the boxes. I meant to order 2x4 so I could stack it on top of the 2x2 because I wanted a 4-inch rise. But when I placed the order, I forgot to take it off because I had originally wanted to do 2x6 to go do a 6-inch rise. But I just decided I didn't want it to be that high since I was gonna have to space it off the frame to get it level and get over the shock brackets and all of that stuff. So, oh well, works out. You can just still weld it to the end, and so it's just kind of a butt weld over the end instead of just welding it on top, but whatever, it works. So now what I'm getting ready to do is I just measured out, thankfully some guy has already got some 35s on a dually, so he gave me the measurement of the inside, the outside of the tire. When you run dually on, run big tires on stock wheels, you have to run a spacer. Not a fan. I am going to put wheels on it at some point in time, but for the time being, obviously you can see I got this bald tire that I just took off the front a couple of weeks ago because the alignment's bad. So I wanted to go ahead and get good tires on it while I was doing the bed, that way I wouldn't have to cut it twice. And there's an umbrella going down, and my Pipeliners Cloud is still standing. Don't buy cheap umbrellas. Get a Pipeliners Cloud. 170 bucks. And the Slamma-Jamma, which is the Pipeliners Cloud slam pole. Works great. It's got 2 foot of slide. Anyway, I've got the measurements for the tire using a 2-inch spacer, so it's a total of 24 inches outside to outside. And so 10 inches to here should be about how the width of this tire is, plus the other 14 inches to the outside, which gives me 31.5 inches off of this frame all the way out to the edge of the tire. So now I just got to decide how deep in I want to put the bed side. And then after that, I can make my supports as far like coming off of that frame to put my bedside on. If you watched Schofield's bed build, he only ran the sheet metal to like the ends of his tubing here on the ends, and that's what I'm gonna do because I'll just use that deck to the side joint. For the top, I think it'll be supported enough. I will have This support, probably one in here, and then one at wherever I bend it. And I'm thinking I'm gonna bend the bed straight back somewhere around middle of the second tire, because I don't want a huge fender on the side. So then basically from center of the axle here to that point will taper off, and then I'll come straight back to about here. My phone will move. I'll probably come back to about right here with the straight, and then I'm gonna do a little soft angle off to this edge piece here. And so when I decide exactly where that's gonna be, I can go ahead and throw in, I'm gonna cut out the spare tire carrier. I know some people don't like to do that, but I'm only gonna have these stock wheels for a little bit longer. I probably will not buy 7 wheels when I have aftermarket wheels anyway. So I'm gonna cut this out so I can have a deep box like Wally's bed, which I'll show you really quick. It's all cut apart and getting redone, but so Wally has that big trunk box and the 2 toolboxes on the side, and that was his jack box. Machine sat there, oxygen rack at the front. I'm gonna do a 20-inch oxygen rack. It goes from here to here-ish. Then I'll have a little bit of leeway, and then the machine will drop right in there. And then I haven't decided if I'm keeping the 5th wheel or not. Since I am gonna have 4 inches taller, I will be able to get some jacks in there. So right around here, I'm gonna put my front frame rail. And so I'm gonna have a quarter pipe rolls up to it, and then I'll have the deck that comes all the way across the top of this guy. And so I think where the trunk box will end will be basically right in front of that shock mount. And then that'll give me 7 inches or so of depth that I could run a plate across, and I could have a jack box. It would mean it would only hold 4 or 5 jacks, but better than nothing. I just don't want to have to stand them up by the Hoosier Pole. So I just want it to be as slick as possible from the outside. My goal is to make the deck flat to where I can still use it to like put an ATV on, something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and let's get back to work. So while he's over there welding on some stuff for his bed, I'm gonna cheat it over to one side to try to make the cut as minimal as possible, and that way I have a bigger piece. It's not gonna be much difference as far as the side, what I have left, but I went ahead and cheated it over, so this is gonna get me pretty close, as you can see. Then my cut won't be ending into the side, which I don't like trying to run a cut like that. And so I've got this clamp down to where you can see the end of material. And then I'm just using this piece of square tubing as a straight edge because I don't have anything long enough to make that whole cut. Which, I mean, I guess I could use a 4-foot level, but I just want to touch that side because that's definitely where we're going to be where the bedside lines up. So, yep, just line it up here, line it up down there, cut it. Up day 2. If you can hear it, it's just starting to hail. So we're about to get out of here, but yeah, got the front all lined up. You can see it bouncing. Finished, braced it out, acetylene rack in, deck on, and it's hailing pretty good. So let's get the hell out of here.